Ladies and gentlemen, CNN, according to multiple sources familiar with the matter, has obtained a recording. The investigators, and within the indictment, there is a transcript that is alleged to be, or that is supposed to be, the recording. Nobody's heard the recording that incriminates Trump. The Washington Post had to retract a story, so you can just type in, okay, Georgia call retraction. Okay. The Post publishes correction on Trump call with Georgia investigator. They literally made up quotes. Okay? They reported on something that Trump never said. The Daily Beast has done this. Other people have done this. Trump never said both sides are fine people, meaning the 1930s and 1940s Germans. He never even would have needed to say that because nobody within his base is like that. Even though the prevailing mentality among Democrats is that everyone who votes for Trump is an authoritarian monster. So he would never have even needed to, and he was talking about people who wanted to keep statues up. You can debate that all you like, but you have to look at the actual transcript where Trump actually says, and those people, meaning the horrible people with the torches, should be condemned. Trump literally condemned those people. Yet that publication said he said this. Okay? Washington Post, same thing. Washington Post publishes correction. And then before that, recordings reveal of Trump's call to, investigators. Okay, so the whole thing was nonsense. Trump is routinely misquoted deliberately or just based on completely, being inept. But he's routinely misquoted and routinely accused of saying things he never said. Okay, and if he says something, let's say, abrasive, it's taken beyond any normal context into this otherworldly state of affairs where Trump is devouring the known universe and is the greatest menace that ever lived. So the indictment, yes, lists actual quotes from Trump. Nobody has ever heard the recording. Trump has stated he's not guilty. He told the court not guilty. He was accused of a specific crime in New York, and the jury stated no, he didn't commit that specific crime during the defamation trial. Because that's what it was, a defamation trial. So he's never really proven guilty by what he's specifically accused of. They accused him of being an operative in another country. Of course, Clinton was fined by the FEC for purchasing the Steele dossier. Trump was never fined. If you look, though, exclusive, Trump captured on tape talking about classified document he kept after leaving the White House. The word sources 15 times. Multiple sources, sources said, sources described it, one source said, source discussion. There's 15 references to sources describe. The attendee, sources said. The source said, one source said, several sources say. Where are these sources? When Biden, with Hunter's laptop, suddenly no sources. Sources say during 21, sources say multiple people, and then there's 15. If you do a word search for sources or source, there's 15 references here. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. You already had a conviction from Jack Smith overturned by the Supreme Court in Virginia. I do not trust the CNN reporting, nor do I trust the indictment's quotation or quotes of Trump, because the Washington Post and others have already misquoted Trump based on sources and based on what they think somebody's friends, neighbors, financial advisors, proctologists, second cousin, twice removed, living in Scandinavia said about Trump. So hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, right now. It's very likely, almost certainly, an example of information that misinforms. Okay, nobody misinforms more than the wonderful people who complain about information that misinforms. But these are just simply allegations that are baseless. Okay, if Trump said he had there are tapes, 17 audio tapes of Biden that show clear bribery schemes. Of course, Democrats say it's baseless. You haven't seen them. They're completely fabricated. They're nonsense. Yes, Trump was indicted. Yes. Okay, and the indictment, I believe, does list the transcript. What are the chances you think that the transcript has been altered in some way? What are the chances that perhaps there's laughter? Perhaps he's joking. Perhaps the context is missing. Perhaps certain quotes are not within, the same, within order, they're not stated right after one another. And there's a pause, or there's certain words stated between the quotes to show that he would never have, shown anything, or that he actually did declassify, or that it's hyperbole anyway, even if he did state what they're accusing him of saying. The bottom line is CNN CNN broke the story through multiple sources. If they obtained the recording, from my knowledge, they have not They have, from my knowledge, they have not yet, published the recording, the audio recording, for everyone to hear. And if they hide, it's a trial and the Department of Justice is keeping it secret, well, you can't see the evidence then against Trump. These are boxes, by the way. Boxes are nothing compared to servers. And the fact check or the comparison of, Trump had more classified data. First of all, you're talking about emails. So even one top secret document sent to Clinton on a server could have been obtained by the entire planet, God forbid. Even the Honorable James Comey said he had of course he knew, but he had no idea if foreign actors hacked the Clinton servers. Okay? Apparently, they infiltrated the DNC to show the world that Bernie Sanders was cheated by the Democrats. But they wouldn't go after the Secretary of State's private secret servers. I mean, you have to be an imbecile not to believe that they would only go after the DNC, but not Clinton's servers. But we have a lot of very highly educated, wonderful, morally superior buffoons who just can't stand Trump. Their life depends on getting Trump, but he's not going to serve. Donald Trump will not serve 1 second, not 1 second in jail or prison ever. Because the indictments against him are not only outlandish and absurd, but they're so vague. The indictment in New York, these are misdemeanors that are supposed to be elevated to felonies by a non-existent federal crime. The FEC didn't find Trump. Okay, the FEC in charge, the federal commission in charge of deciding whether he committed a federal crime, didn't charge him, but they charged Clinton and the DNC. Okay, then he gets indicted, but not Clinton, by New York. Gee, that's convenient. Then, and by the way, he was the victim of extortion by Stormy. You can't just go to somebody and say, if you don't, I'm going to tell all of media. If you don't give me money, that's a crime. Then Clinton had servers with top secret intel. Biden had boxes. It was the University of Delaware almost certainly has classified data stored illegally, almost certainly. And Hunter's accused by Ted Cruz and others of summarizing classified data to facilitate business deals. You had Uma Abedin laptop, and then Comey letter, because classified data was floating around. You had servers for 4 years. Boxes, what are they going to do? A spy's going to go into Mar-a-Lago and then take photocopies of all the documents he declassified? That's the issue also. He declassified everything. And in that audio, even if he didn't declassify, if the audio was actually correct, it could have been just hyperbolic. He could have been lying. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. I do not trust that audio text to be legit.